Welcome, dear friends, to a warm conversation about preserving something precious as we navigate our golden years, the strength and vitality of our legs. It's truly heartening to see so many individuals in their 70s, 80s, and even beyond, moving through life with grace, confidence, and that wonderful sense of independence. Keeping our legs strong and steady is absolutely fundamental to that freedom. But sometimes, the very habits we adopt, with the best intentions like taking certain popular supplements, could potentially introduce unexpected challenges. Could the vitamins we rely on for support sometimes, under specific circumstances, subtly affect our balance and strength? Today, we're going to gently explore 5 widely used vitamins that, if not managed thoughtfully, might have an impact on the strength and resilience of your legs and your ease of movement. The insights we'll share are particularly valuable, especially the details concerning the last vitamin on our list. We hope you find this discussion helpful and perhaps even eye-opening. Your well-being is truly important, and understanding these nuances is a key step in continuing to live life fully, on your own terms. Let's explore this together. First, let's talk about vitamin D. We often hear that vitamin D is vital for strong bones, and it absolutely is. It plays a critical role in helping our bodies absorb calcium, supports our immune system, and is essential for our muscles to function optimally, which is especially important as we age. Given its recognized benefits, how could something so commonly recommended potentially contribute to weakened leg strength? The key lies in recognizing that vitamin D is a team player. It doesn't work effectively in isolation. It needs the support of 2 other crucial nutrients, vitamin K2 and magnesium. Without sufficient amounts of these partners, your body may struggle to direct calcium properly. Instead of all that calcium going to strengthen your bones, some of it can end up depositing in soft tissues, like arteries, joints, and yes, even muscles. This unwanted buildup is where difficulties can begin. Research suggests that taking high doses of vitamin D without adequate levels of K2 and magnesium can potentially lead to muscle cramps, feelings of weakness, stiffness, and discomfort, particularly in the legs. A significant study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association highlighted that an imbalance, specifically high vitamin D, without sufficient K2, was associated with increased arterial calcification. While this primarily impacts cardiovascular health, compromised circulation can certainly affect muscle performance and endurance in the legs. Furthermore, while vitamin D is essential, consistently taking very high doses, perhaps exceeding 4,000 or 5,000 international units IU daily for extended periods without medical guidance, can potentially lead to vitamin D toxicity. This condition disrupts the delicate mineral balance within the body, potentially manifesting as symptoms like general weakness, fatigue, and impaired nerve muscle communication, which directly impacts how effectively your leg muscles function. So, how can we approach vitamin D supplementation wisely? The most effective strategy involves ensuring a harmonious balance, particularly between vitamin D3 and vitamin K2. Think of them as dance partners, guiding calcium to where it's needed most your bones. A commonly suggested approach is to pair approximately 1,000 IU-25 micrograms of vitamin D3 with about 10 micrograms of vitamin K2. If you're taking a higher dose, say 5,000 IU-125 micrograms of D3, aiming for around 50 micrograms of K2 might be a good guideline. And let's not forget magnesium. It's absolutely essential because it helps activate vitamin D in your body and prevents excessive calcium accumulation. Before adding a vitamin D supplement, especially at higher doses, it's wise to have your vitamin D levels checked by your doctor. This helps determine if supplementation is truly necessary and what dosage is appropriate for you. Have you ever considered the balance of vitamin D with K2 and magnesium in your supplement routine? Sharing your thoughts or experiences below could help others who are navigating similar questions. Next on our list, although it's a mineral and not a vitamin, calcium deserves our careful attention. Calcium supplements are frequently recommended to older adults with the goal of maintaining strong bones and reducing the risk of fractures. It seems intuitive, doesn't it? Bones need calcium, so take calcium pills. However, the reality is more nuanced, and improper use of these supplements can sometimes pose greater challenges than potential benefits. While many medical professionals correctly emphasize calcium's importance for skeletal health, relying solely on high-dose supplements might not always be the best path and could even subtly undermine your leg strength and increase fall risk, particularly if other essential nutrients aren't present in the right balance. As we discussed with vitamin D, calcium doesn't simply travel to your bones on its own. It relies on a team. Vitamin D helps with absorption, and vitamin K2, along with magnesium, acts as traffic controllers, directing that absorbed calcium primarily to your bones and teeth, while steering it away from soft tissues. Without these nutrient partners, calcium from supplements, especially if taken in large amounts all at once, can struggle to find its way to the skeleton and may begin to accumulate elsewhere. This accumulation in soft tissues like arterial walls and muscle fibers can lead to stiffness, reduced blood flow, muscle cramps, and discomfort in the legs. Think of it like trying to build a house with just bricks calcium, but no mortar, D, K2, MGD, and no builder to guide the process. The bricks just pile up in unwanted places. A landmark meta-analysis of studies published in the British Medical Journal back in 2010 raised concerns, finding that calcium supplements taken alone, without concurrent vitamin D, were associated with an increased risk of heart attack. More recently, studies, including research highlighted in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society, have indicated that high-dose calcium supplementation alone may not significantly lower fracture risk in older adults, and has sometimes been linked to issues like digestive problems and, yes, instances of muscle weakness. This brings us to a truly crucial point. Prioritize obtaining calcium primarily from your diet, rather than relying heavily on supplements. Why is this approach generally preferred? When you get calcium from food sources, your body absorbs it more gradually and naturally. It's also presented within a complex matrix of other nutrients found naturally in those foods like magnesium, vitamin K, and phosphorus that work together synergistically to aid absorption and proper utilization. Wonderful dietary sources of calcium include dark leafy greens like kale and collard greens, sesame seeds, tahini, sardines with bones, almonds, tofu prepared with calcium sulfate, and low oxalate vegetables like bok choy. These foods offer calcium in a form your body is well equipped to handle, minimizing the chance of excess buildup. For most seniors, focusing on a calcium-rich diet is the foundation. Calcium supplements should generally be considered supplementary, meaning they fill small gaps if needed. And ideally, Their use should be discussed with a healthcare provider who can help determine the right form and ensure they are taken alongside appropriate nutrients like vitamin D, K2, and magnesium. Neglecting this balance when taking supplements could, over time, contribute to a subtle decline in leg comfort and function, potentially impacting your mobility. Moving on, let's consider vitamin A. This is another essential nutrient, vital for so many processes in our bodies, including supporting healthy vision, bolstering our immune defenses, and maintaining healthy skin. It seems like an undeniable positive, right? But here's where a potential pitfall can arise, one that could surprisingly jeopardize your leg strength if not managed carefully. Many older adults might unknowingly be getting much more vitamin A than their bodies actually need or can safely process. How does this happen? It's often simpler than you might think. Consider the common practice of taking multiple supplements daily, perhaps a standard multivitamin, a supplement aimed at bone health, maybe something for eye health, and, potentially, an immune support formula. It's important to realize that many of these different products often contain similar amounts of vitamin A, sometimes even quite high doses. When you add up the contribution from each pill, you might discover you're regularly exceeding the recommended daily intake, often without even realizing it. The significant concern with vitamin A centers on a key characteristic: it's a fat-soluble vitamin. Unlike water-soluble vitamins such as vitamin C or the B vitamins, which your body can readily excrete in urine when you take too much, vitamin A is stored. It accumulates primarily in your liver and fatty tissues. This means that consistently high intake doesn't just pass through it, builds up slowly over time, potentially reaching levels that can become harmful. What might these accumulating levels mean for your legs and overall mobility? Studies have shown that excessive amounts of stored vitamin A can contribute to weakening of both muscles and bones. This can manifest as fatigue, joint pain, and an increased susceptibility to fractures. A comprehensive review published in the New England Journal of Medicine, among other sources, has highlighted the link between chronic high intake of preformed vitamin A and reduced bone mineral density, leading to a higher risk of fractures, particularly among older adults. Weaker bones and muscles in the legs naturally lead to reduced strength, impacting your ability to walk steadily, climb stairs, or recover from a stumble, thereby increasing the risk of falls. The safe upper limit for adults is generally set at 3,000 micrograms mcg, which is equivalent to 10,000 international units IU of preformed vitamin A like retinol per day. It's crucial to remember that this limit includes vitamin A from all sources combined supplements, fortified foods like some cereals and dairy, and even animal products high in retinol. While beta-carotene, a form of vitamin A found in plants, is generally considered safer because your body only converts what it needs into vitamin A, even high doses of beta-carotene supplements could potentially cause issues, although toxicity is far less common than with preformed vitamin A supplements. To safeguard your health and maintain your strength, make it a practice to carefully review the labels of all the supplements you take. Add up the total vitamin A content, especially preformed vitamin A. You might be surprised by the cumulative amount. Being mindful of your total vitamin A intake is a simple yet powerful step to help ensure you're supporting your body without inadvertently compromising your leg strength, energy levels, or that vital sense of independence. Fourth on our list is vitamin E. This vitamin is widely celebrated for its powerful antioxidant properties, which help protect our cells from damage. And it's also recognized for its potential benefits for cardiovascular health. However, there's a nuance here that many people, especially older adults, might not fully appreciate. Using vitamin E supplements improperly or taking excessive amounts could potentially contribute to a gradual decline in leg strength and overall vitality. What is a significant factor to be aware of? Many common and often more affordable vitamin E supplements contain a synthetic form known as D-alpha-tocopherol. This synthetic version is chemically different from the natural forms of vitamin E found in food. Research indicates that our bodies process this synthetic version differently, and it may not offer the same benefits as natural vitamin E. In fact, elevated levels of synthetic vitamin E have been linked in some studies to potential issues like muscle weakness, fatigue, and reduced neuromuscular function, particularly in older individuals. Even the natural form of vitamin E, D-alpha-tocopherol, often derived from plant oils, can pose risks if taken in excessive quantities. Like vitamin A, vitamin E is fat-soluble, meaning it is stored in the body and can build up over time. High levels of vitamin E can interfere with vitamin K, which is essential for blood clotting, potentially leading to increased bleeding risk. Furthermore, excessive vitamin E has been associated with negative impacts on muscle and nerve health. Some studies, including analyses of clinical trials, have suggested that taking high doses of vitamin E supplements, often exceeding 400 IU daily, might potentially increase the risk of all-cause mortality and could adversely affect muscle performance, especially in older individuals. The key takeaway is the importance of finding balance and practicing moderation. For seniors, the recommended daily intake RDI for vitamin E from all sources, food and supplements combined, is quite modest, around 15 milligrams mg, which is about 22.4 IU for adults. So, taking supplements containing hundreds or even 1,000 IU is significantly above the recommended level. What's the best approach to ensure you're getting enough beneficial vitamin E without the potential risks? Prioritizing whole food sources is generally the safest and most effective strategy. Natural vitamin E exists in 8 different forms: 4 tocopherols, alpha, beta, gamma, delta, and 4 tocotrienols. Research is increasingly highlighting the unique and powerful antioxidant and protective benefits of tocotrienols, which are often less common in standard supplements but abundant in certain foods. Excellent sources of tocotrienols include red palm oil, rice bran oil, annatto, a food coloring spice, and various nuts and seeds like almonds, sunflower seeds, and walnuts. These foods provide vitamin E in its natural, complex forms, offering broad antioxidant protection without the potential dangers associated with isolated, high-dose supplements. If your diet regularly includes healthy fats, nuts, seeds, and plant oils, you might find that a vitamin E supplement isn't necessary at all. If you do choose to supplement, look for products labeled as mixed tocopherols and tocotrienols, or specifically tocotrienols, and keep the dosage modest, ideally close to the RDI, unless advised otherwise by a healthcare provider. Being mindful of your vitamin E intake is crucial. Ensure that your efforts to protect your health aren't inadvertently creating challenges that could slowly limit your freedom of movement. Had you heard about the difference between synthetic and natural forms of vitamin E? Or about tocotrienols? Sometimes, these subtle differences in how supplements are processed can make a real impact on our well-being. Now, for the final vitamin on our list, and perhaps the one with the most surprising and potentially significant implications for your legs and mobility, vitamin B6. This essential nutrient plays a vital role in numerous bodily functions, including the metabolism of proteins, supporting cognitive development, and helping produce neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers in your brain. Maintaining adequate levels is undoubtedly important for overall health. Yet, paradoxically, this specific vitamin, when taken incorrectly, can pose the greatest direct risk to your legs. This is a point that many people, including healthcare providers, are not always fully aware of. We are indeed talking about vitamin B6, also known as pyridoxine. To be clear, vitamin B6 itself is not inherently harmful. Your body needs it for critical functions like nerve health, creating red blood cells, and maintaining brain function. The real issue, the significant concern, revolves almost entirely around the amount people are consuming, especially through supplements. For adults aged 50 and above, the recommended daily intake RDI of vitamin B6 is quite small, approximately 1.5 to 1.7 milligrams mg per day. Now, if you look at the supplements available on store shelves, you'll find products offering doses of 50 milliliters, 100 ml, 200 milliliters, or even 500 milliliters or more per capsule or tablet. These amounts are drastically, sometimes hundreds of times, higher than what your body typically requires or can safely handle on a regular basis. While it's true that vitamin B6 is water-soluble and the body can excrete excess, when intake is consistently very high, the body struggles to eliminate it quickly enough, and it can accumulate, leading to toxicity. Research, including numerous studies and case reports, has clearly demonstrated that long-term intake of high-dose vitamin B6, particularly exceeding 500 milliliters per day, can cause significant nerve damage. What kind of nerve damage are we referring to? It's known as peripheral neuropathy. This condition often begins with symptoms in the extremities, frequently starting in the feet and legs. People may experience tingling, numbness, a burning sensation, or feelings like pins and needles. If the high intake continues, these symptoms can worsen and progress to affect coordination, balance, and muscle strength, making it difficult to walk steadily, climb stairs, or even stand confidently. For seniors, whose balance and muscle mass may already be changing, this can be particularly debilitating, severely impacting mobility and independence. A study published in the journal Neurology highlighted that individuals taking high-dose vitamin B6 supplements over time were at increased risk of developing this sensory neuropathy, profoundly affecting leg function. What's especially troubling about B6 toxicity is that the nerve damage can, in some cases, persist even after stopping the high-dose supplement. This underscores the importance of prevention. If you take a multivitamin, a B-complex supplement, an energy booster, or certain mood support formulas, check the B6 content carefully. Many individuals are unknowingly getting a high dose from one or more of these products, perhaps assuming it's harmless because it's a B vitamin. However, when it comes to your nervous system and the health of your legs, excessive B6 is anything but helpful. Focus on getting your vitamin B6 from wholesome food sources like bananas, chickpeas, salmon, chicken, and potatoes. If you feel supplementation is necessary, aim for a modest dose, perhaps in the range of 10 to 20 milliliters, unless a healthcare provider has specifically recommended a higher dose for a diagnosed medical reason. Furthermore, it's essential to touch upon another vital point concerning the B vitamins, the relationship between vitamin B6, B9 folate folic acid, and B12. Taking high doses of vitamin B9 can sometimes mask the signs of a vitamin B12 deficiency, particularly on standard blood tests. A vitamin B12 deficiency can lead to severe consequences, including significant and potentially irreversible nerve damage, which directly impacts leg strength, balance, and overall neurological health. To protect your precious nervous system and support your mobility, especially as nutrient absorption can become less efficient with age, ensure your vitamin B12 levels are adequate and that you are taking it in a readily absorbable form, such as methylcobalamin or adenosylcobalamin, if supplementing. Being vigilant about B6 dosage and mindful of your B12 status are crucial steps in safeguarding your leg health and overall well-being. After exploring how certain vitamins might, under specific conditions, present challenges to our leg strength, it's equally important and far more uplifting to discuss the practical, natural strategies we can embrace to preserve and even enhance our leg vitality. These are the positive steps that empower us to stay active, engaged, and wonderfully self-sufficient well into our 70s, 80s, and beyond. Ultimately, maintaining strong legs isn't just about avoiding potential pitfalls, it's fundamentally about the consistent, positive choices we make each day. Above all else, movement is paramount. The old adage, use it or lose it, holds profound truth when it comes to our muscles, particularly in our legs. Engaging in simple, consistent daily activities is absolutely vital. Think about incorporating regular walking into your routine, whether it's a stroll in the park, around your neighborhood, or even indoors. Gentle exercises like seated leg raises, stand and calf raises using a chair for support, or carefully using stairs when possible, are excellent ways to maintain muscle tone, improve balance, and encourage healthy circulation throughout your legs. Conversely, extended periods of inactivity can unfortunately lead to muscle atrophy relatively quickly as we age. Finding ways to integrate joyful movement into your day is a powerful investment in your future mobility. Next, let's take a thoughtful look at diet, particularly focusing on how different types of carbohydrates impact our bodies as we age. Diets high in quickly digestible carbohydrates, especially those rich in refined sugars and processed grains like white bread, pasta, and sugary snacks, can lead to frequent spikes in blood sugar. Over time, these spikes trigger elevated insulin levels, which can contribute to chronic low-grade inflammation throughout the body, and may even play a role in the gradual breakdown of muscle tissue. As our metabolism naturally changes with age, we can become more sensitive to these fluctuations in blood sugar. Consciously choosing to reduce your intake of highly processed carbohydrates and refined sugars in favor of complex carbohydrates found in vegetables, fruits, legumes, and whole grains can make a significant difference. This shift can help stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, support muscle health, and contribute to more consistent energy levels throughout the day, allowing you to feel more capable and vibrant on your feet. The simple, warm embrace of sunlight is another vital element that's often overlooked in its significance for overall health, including the health of our muscles and bones. Safe, regular exposure to sunlight on our skin is our body's primary and most efficient way of producing vitamin D naturally. As we've discussed, vitamin D is crucial for bone health and muscle function. But sunlight offers more than just vitamin D. It also plays a profound role in uplifting our mood, regulating our sleep patterns through its effect on our circadian rhythm, and helping balance hormones, all factors that indirectly but significantly support our physical well-being and energy levels, which in turn benefits our mobility. Taking even a brief 15 to 30 minutes of safe sun exposure a few times a week, perhaps during a morning walk when the sun is less intense, can be incredibly beneficial. It's a moment to soak in both the light and its positive effects on your body and spirit, especially when combined with a bit of gentle movement outdoors. Let's revisit the importance of magnesium, a mineral we touched on earlier in relation to vitamin D and calcium. Magnesium is absolutely fundamental to literally hundreds of processes in the body, including muscle contraction and relaxation, nerve signaling, energy production. It's essential for creating ATP, the body's energy currency, and, as mentioned, activating vitamin D. Sadly, it's estimated that a large percentage of the population, including many individuals over the age of 60, may not be getting enough magnesium through their diet. Mild magnesium deficiency can contribute to common issues like muscle cramps, fatigue, and even restless leg symptoms that directly impact leg comfort and function. Ensuring adequate magnesium intake is a powerful way to support your muscles and nerves. Incorporating magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds, spinach, and other dark leafy greens, almonds, black beans, and avocados into your meals is an excellent strategy. Furthermore, many seniors find benefit in adding a well-chosen magnesium supplement. Magnesium glycinate or magnesium malate are often recommended as they tend to be gentler on the digestive system and are well absorbed. Discussing magnesium intake with your doctor or a registered dietitian can help you determine if supplementation is right for you. Prioritizing this essential mineral can make a tangible difference in how your legs feel and perform. Beyond these specific points, remember the fundamental building blocks of good health that are often the most powerful tools for preserving muscle strength and mobility as we age. Staying well hydrated is critical. Water is essential for muscle function, joint lubrication, and carrying nutrients to cells. Prioritizing high-quality protein sources throughout the day provides the necessary amino acids for muscle repair and synthesis, combating age-related muscle loss, sarcopenia. Getting sufficient restful sleep allows your body to repair tissues, balance hormones like growth hormone, important for muscle, and restore energy, all of which are crucial for maintaining physical strength and function. These foundational habits, hydration, protein, and sleep, are simple, yet they form the bedrock upon which lasting strength and vitality are built. Your leg strength is intimately connected to your independence, your ability to engage with the world around you, and your overall quality of life. It's a gift that deserves thoughtful protection and consistent care. Consider supplementation with a discerning eye. Rather than just adding pills based on general recommendations, think about how different supplements interact. Evaluate your individual needs, perhaps through testing or discussion with your doctor. And always prioritize nourishing your body through a balanced diet and healthy lifestyle. Emphasize natural approaches first, building health from the ground up. As you reflect on this information, perhaps you've recognized something in your own routine, or maybe it's sparked a question. We'd genuinely love to hear your thoughts or experiences. Have you found certain lifestyle changes that have significantly improved your mobility? Are there questions about supplements and leg health that still weigh on your mind? Sharing your personal journey or insights in the comments below can create a wonderful space for mutual learning and support within our community. Your experiences are valuable and can truly help others navigating similar paths. Caring for your legs is caring for your freedom. Let's continue to support each other in making informed choices for vibrant, active lives. Thank you for joining this conversation. We look forward to connecting with you again soon.